Have you ever noticed how we collect quotes? We save them on our phones, we pin them to digital boards, we might even stick them on the fridge, right next to a reminder to buy milk. It's a strange human habit, isn't it? We take these little packets of wisdom from people we've never met, philosophers, writers, comedians, scientists, and we use them as maps. We use them as signposts on this wild, unpredictable road trip we call life. These aren't just words, they are echoes of other people's experiences, distilled into a single, powerful sentence. They are cheat codes for challenges we haven't even faced yet. They offer comfort and a sense of connection across time and space. Think about it. Someone, somewhere, maybe 100 years ago, felt exactly what you're feeling right now. They felt lost. They felt overjoyed. They felt the sting of failure or the warmth of success. And they managed to bottle that feeling up in a handful of words. Words that now live on our screens and in our minds. It's like a global group chat that spans centuries. We're all trying to figure this thing out, this living business. And these quotes? They're messages from the people who were here before us saying, hey, I've seen this part. Here's a little something that helped me. It's the ultimate inheritance, a legacy of shared humanity. We look to these phrases for inspiration, for guidance, for a quick shot of courage on a Tuesday morning when the coffee isn't hitting right. Why? Because life is complicated. It doesn't come with a manual. One day you think you have it all figured out, and the next, life throws a curveball so strange you're not even sure what sport you're playing anymore. Is this baseball? Is it cricket? Is that a boomerang? In these moments of confusion, a simple quote can act like a compass, pointing us back to a fundamental truth. It helps us recalibrate and remember what truly matters. So, let's take a walk through some of this borrowed wisdom. Let's unpack these little life hacks left behind by some of the greats. We're going to look at 10 of them, not just as nice words to put on a coffee mug, but as practical tools. How can these timeless ideas actually help us navigate the delightful chaos of our own lives? How can we move from simply reading them to actually living them? It's a journey from admiration to application. Because the best quotes aren't the ones you just know, they're the ones that change how you live. Let's begin. Let's start with a big one, a real heavyweight. The French writer André Gide once said, "It is better to be hated for what you are, than to be loved for what you are not." Just let that sink in for a moment. It's a powerful, almost rebellious idea in a world that's constantly telling us to fit in. We're bombarded with images of how we should look, what we should want, how we should act. Social media is basically a giant, ongoing performance review where everyone is a judge. We edit our photos, we curate our stories, we present a version of ourselves that we hope will get the most likes, both online and in real life. But Gide is throwing down a challenge. He's asking, what's the point of winning a popularity contest if the person they're applauding isn't even you? It's like getting a trophy for a race someone else ran. It might look good on your shelf, but you know it's empty. The approval you get for being fake is a hollow victory. It's exhausting too. Imagine spending your entire life wearing a costume, always worried that someone might see the zipper. The fear of being found out is a heavy burden to carry, much heavier than the disapproval of a few people who just don't get you. This is where the wisdom of Dr. Seuss comes in. And you know it's serious when we bring in the doctor. He put it so simply and so perfectly. Today you are you. That is truer than true. There is no one alive who is youer than you. This isn't just a cute rhyme for kids. It's a profound statement about individuality. You are a limited edition, one-of-a-kind masterpiece. Trying to be someone else is an insult to the unique combination of quirks, talents, and experiences that make you who you are. Your specific brand of weirdness is your superpower. Why would you ever want to trade that in for a generic, off-the-shelf personality? Living authentically is an act of courage. It means showing up as you are, flaws and all. It means having opinions that might not be popular. It means pursuing passions that others might find strange. It means accepting that some people won't like you and being okay with that. Because the people who do like you will be liking the real you. That connection is genuine. That love is real. It's the difference between being a well-liked copy and a sometimes misunderstood, but completely original work of art. And you, my friend, are an original. We spend so much of our lives not actually in our lives, think about it. We're either replaying the past, cringing at something we said 5 years ago at a party, or we're rehearsing the future, worrying about a meeting that's happening next week. We're everywhere but here. We're anywhere but now. J.K. Rowling captured this perfectly through Dumbledore, who warned, "It does not do to dwell on dreams and forget to live." We can get so lost in our grand plans for someday that we completely miss the beauty and opportunity of right now. We're waiting for the perfect moment, not realizing that life is made up of all the imperfect moments we're skipping over. This is why William W. Perky's famous call to action is so vital. You've got to dance like there's nobody watching, love like you'll never be hurt, sing like there's nobody listening, and live like it's heaven on earth. This isn't just an inspirational poster from the 90s. It's a radical prescription for how to engage with the present. It's about dropping the self-consciousness, the fear, and the hesitation that hold us back. Dance, not because you're a professional, but because the music feels good. Sing, not because you have perfect pitch, but because you have a song in your heart. It's about participating fully in your own life, without an audience or a judge. Ralph Waldo Emerson offered a more tranquil, but equally powerful perspective on this. He advised, "Finish each day and be done with it. You have done what you could. Tomorrow is a new day." This simple instruction is a masterclass in letting go. How many of us carry the baggage of a bad day into our evening, into our sleep, and then into the next morning? We let one mistake, one awkward conversation, one failure taint the hours that follow. Emerson is telling us to draw a line. When the day is done, it is done. Close that chapter. You did your best, or maybe you didn't, but either way, it's over. Tomorrow offers a clean slate. Embracing the present is a skill, a muscle that we need to train. It means putting your phone down at the dinner table and actually tasting your food. It means listening, truly listening, when someone is talking to you, instead of just waiting for your turn to speak. It means noticing the way the sunlight hits the leaves on your walk to work. It's in these small, mindful acts that we find the richness of life. Life isn't the big, dramatic movie finale we're all waiting for. It's the collection of tiny, beautiful, and sometimes messy scenes that happen every single day. The trick is to be present enough to actually see them. There's a brutal, beautiful, and undeniable truth at the heart of our existence, and the poet Robert Frost summed it up in just 3 words. It goes on. 3 words. That's it. In 3 words, he captures everything about heartbreak, loss, failure, and survival. No matter how monumental your victory, life goes on. No matter how devastating your setback, life goes on. The world does not stop spinning for our personal dramas. The sun will rise tomorrow, bills will still be due, and the river of time will keep flowing, whether we're ready to swim with it or not. This can sound harsh, almost dismissive. When you're in the depths of a crisis, the last thing you want to hear is that life just continues. It feels like the world should stop just for a minute to acknowledge your pain, but there's a deep comfort in this idea too. It's a promise. It's a guarantee that this moment, this pain, this struggle is not the end of the story. It is a chapter, not the whole book. The fact that life goes on means that there is always a next. There is always something after this. It is the universe's way of telling you that you will get through it, because the alternative is not an option. Stephen Chbosky echoed this sentiment in a more modern, relational way. Things change, and friends leave. Life doesn't stop for anybody. This hits close to home for so many of us. We graduate, we move cities, we change jobs, and the people who were once the center of our universe can become distant memories. It's a painful part of growing up. We want to freeze time to keep our perfect moments and our favorite people locked in place forever. But life is a current, not a photograph. Its very nature is movement and transformation. Resisting this is like trying to hold back the tide with a bucket. The message here isn't one of cynical resignation. It's a call for resilience. It's an encouragement to develop the strength to adapt. Since we know that change is the only constant, and that life will continue its relentless march forward, our task is to learn how to march with it. We have to learn to grieve what we've lost without letting that grief stop us from embracing what's next. Frost's 3 words are not a dismissal of our feelings. They are a testament to our capacity to endure. No matter what happens, life goes on. And because it does, so can you. Albert Einstein, a man who knew a thing or two about how the universe works, gave us a wonderfully simple metaphor for navigating life's complexities. He said, "Life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving." This is genius, because anyone who has ever learned to ride a bike understands this principle deep in their bones. The moment you stop pedaling, the moment you stop moving forward, you start to wobble. You lose your stability. You're much more likely to fall over when you're standing still than when you're in motion. This applies so perfectly to our lives. When we get stuck, when we stagnate, that's when we lose our balance. This could mean staying in a job you hate for too long, remaining in a relationship that no longer serves you, or simply falling into a rut where every day is the same monotonous routine. Stagnation is the enemy of stability. Forward motion, even if it's slow, even if you're not entirely sure of the destination, is what keeps you upright. It's the act of pedaling, of pushing forward against the resistance, that generates the momentum you need to stay balanced. Think about the times you felt most wobbly in your own life. Was it when you were actively learning something new, taking on a challenge, or moving towards a goal? Or was it during those periods of indecision and inaction? Usually, it's the latter. The fear of making the wrong move can paralyze us. But Einstein's quote reminds us that making no move is often the most dangerous choice of all. It's better to be moving in a slightly wrong direction, because you can always adjust your course. You can turn the handlebars. But if you're at a dead stop, you have no momentum and no ability to steer. So, what does keep moving mean in a practical sense? It means keep learning. Keep trying new things. Keep meeting new people. Keep setting small goals and working towards them. It means taking that class, applying for that job, having that difficult conversation, or even just cleaning out that closet you've been avoiding. Each small action is a push on the pedal. It propels you forward, gives you a sense of direction, and, most importantly, helps you maintain your balance in a world that is constantly trying to knock you off course. Just keep pedaling. There's a common phrase we hear all the time. People go on journeys to find themselves. They travel to distant lands, they go on retreats, they read stacks of self-help books, all in an effort to uncover some hidden, authentic self, as if it's a treasure buried in the sand. But what if that's the wrong way to look at it? The brilliant playwright George Bernard Shaw offered a radical alternative. He declared, "Life isn't about finding yourself. Life is about creating yourself." This flips the whole script. It's a game changer. This idea is incredibly empowering. It suggests that you are not a fixed entity waiting to be discovered. You are a work in progress, a sculpture that you get to carve. You are the artist and the clay. You are the author and the main character. You don't have to accept the default settings you were born with, or the labels that society has given you. You have the power to decide who you want to be, and then take the actions necessary to become that person. It's the ultimate do-it-yourself project. And the project is you. Think about the skills you have. Did you find them? No. You developed them through practice and effort. Think about your beliefs and values. Were they just sitting there waiting for you? No. You formed them through experience, reflection, and conscious choice. Every day, with every decision you make, you are adding another brushstroke to the canvas of your identity. The books you read, the people you spend time with, the challenges you accept, the failures you learn from, all of these are tools you use to create yourself. This concept frees you from the pressure of having to live up to some predetermined version of you. If you don't like a certain trait, you can work to change it. If you have a dream that seems out of character, you can choose to make it part of your new character. You can decide to be more patient, more courageous, more knowledgeable, more compassionate. It's not about being fake. It's about intentional growth. It's about being the architect of your own evolution. So, stop searching for yourself as if you've been lost. Pick up your tools and start building. Start creating the person you want to be, one choice at a time. Let's go back to Einstein for a moment. He wasn't just a physicist. He was a profound philosopher of everyday life. He proposed another powerful dichotomy. There are only two ways to live your life. One is as though nothing is a miracle. The other is as though everything is a miracle. This isn't a scientific theory. It's a choice of perception. It's about the lens through which you choose to view the world. And that choice, he suggests, changes everything. It's the difference between a life of drab routine and a life of constant wonder. Living as though nothing is a miracle is the default setting for many of us. We get jaded. We get used to things. The sun rises, big deal. It does that every day. We can pull a device from our pocket and talk to someone on the other side of the planet, and we complain if the connection is a little slow. We are surrounded by wonders that we have normalized into oblivion. A tree growing from a tiny seed, the intricate network of a spider's web, the fact that our hearts beat 100,000 times a day without us ever having to think about it, all of it becomes boring background noise. But what if we chose the other way? What if we decided to live as though everything is a miracle? This doesn't mean you have to be blissfully happy all the time. It's not about ignoring the hardships of life. It's about cultivating a sense of awe. It's about looking at a simple cup of coffee and thinking about the incredible journey it took, from a plant on a distant mountain, through the hands of countless people, to land in your mug this morning. It's about seeing the improbable, astonishing luck of being alive, here, now, on this spinning planet in an infinite universe. Adopting this miracle mindset is a conscious practice. It's about taking a moment to appreciate the complexity and beauty of things we usually take for granted. It's about finding fascination in the mundane. When you start to see the world this way, your experience of it transforms. Frustrations become less overwhelming because they are set against a backdrop of wonder. Gratitude becomes your natural state. You realize that you are participating in something truly extraordinary, just by being here. The choice is yours. Is life just a series of random, meaningless events, or is it a cascade of unbelievable miracles? We are a species of planners. We make 5-year plans, career roadmaps, and meticulously scheduled vacation itineraries. We have an idea in our heads of how our life is supposed to unfold. First, we'll do this, then that will happen, and by age X, we will have achieved Y. We draw a neat, straight line from our present to our desired future, and then, life happens. As the writer Alan Saunders famously put it, life is what happens to us while we are making other plans. It's a humble and often frustrating reminder that we are not entirely in control. This is a universal experience. You plan to become a doctor, but you fall in love with art history. You plan to live in your hometown forever, but a job opportunity takes you across the country. You plan a perfect, quiet evening, and your pipes burst. Life is the ultimate improviser, constantly throwing unexpected plot twists into the story you thought you were writing. Our carefully drawn maps are often rendered useless by unforeseen detours, roadblocks, and surprise new destinations. And for a planner, this can feel like failure. But what if these detours are not failures? What if they are the whole point? Douglas Adams, the wonderfully imaginative author of The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, offered this comforting thought. I may not have gone where I intended to go, but I think I have ended up where I needed to be. This reframes the entire journey. It suggests that the universe, or life, or whatever you want to call it, sometimes knows better than our own limited plans. The detours are not mistakes, they are corrections. They are guiding us toward experiences, people, and lessons that we needed, even if we didn't know we wanted them. This perspective invites us to embrace the unexpected. It encourages us to find the value in the unplanned. That wrong turn might lead you to discover your favorite restaurant. That job you didn't get might free you up for an even better opportunity down the line. That relationship that ended might have been making space for the one that was meant for you. It's about trusting the process, even when it doesn't make sense. It's about looking back at the winding, crooked path of your life and realizing that every twist and turn, every detour and delay was an essential part of getting you to where you are right now. And maybe, just maybe, right here is exactly where you need to be. So, we've journeyed through this symphony of borrowed wisdom. We've talked about being yourself, living in the moment, surviving change, and creating your own path. What does it all boil down to? If we could distill all these powerful ideas into one final thought, it might come from the legendary Mae West. She said, with her characteristic wit and confidence, "You only live once, but if you do it right, once is enough." This is the ultimate call to action. This is the final exam. You get one shot at this. No reruns, no second takes. The pressure is on. But so is the opportunity. Doing it right doesn't mean being perfect. It doesn't mean being rich or famous or successful by society's standards. As we've seen from all these other quotes, doing it right means something deeper. It means doing it authentically, as the US you there is. It means doing it with presence, by actually showing up for the ride instead of daydreaming through it. It means doing it with resilience, by keeping your balance and moving forward when things get tough. It means doing it with a sense of wonder, seeing the miracles hidden in plain sight. It means creating a life, not just finding one. Mark Twain gave us a clue about what a right life might look like, and it's beautifully simple. Good friends, good books, and a sleepy conscience. This is the ideal life. It's not about grand achievements, it's about quality relationships, it's about a curious mind, and it's about being able to lay your head down at night at peace with the choices you've made. That sleepy conscience comes from living in alignment with your values, from being true to the person you are creating. It's the quiet reward for a day lived with integrity. In the end, all these quotes are just signposts. They are not the destination. They point the way, but you still have to walk the path. You have to take these ideas off the screen and weave them into the fabric of your daily existence. Live your one life. Make it a story worth telling. Fill it with good friends and good books. Dance when you feel like it. Keep pedaling your bicycle. Embrace the detours. Create a masterpiece of a self. If you do that, if you truly do it right, then Mae West was correct. Once will be more than enough.